迎收看今天的汉天新闻，我是赵子彤。首先来看国际方面的消息。伊朗于美东时间7日下午发射至少24枚地对地飞弹，攻击美军和联军驻扎的伊拉克、阿萨德和埃比尔基地，报复美军无人机炸死革命卫队精锐圣城部队指挥官苏莱曼尼。伊朗国营电视台报道，这波攻击造成至少80人死亡，200人受伤。伊朗革命卫队在国家电视台发表声明称，如果美国对这些袭击做出回应，将会有更大规模的袭击发生。这不是威胁，而是警告。对此，白宫表示，美国总统川普已经听取了简报，正在密切关注情况，并与他的国家安全团队进行磋商。
Well, the Iranians are also coming up with more information as well. It's quite interesting because on the Tasnim news network, which is one of the news networks here, they are saying the second wave of rockets barrage have started against American bases. Now, whether or not that includes the bases that we were just talking about, those two that have already been struck, or whether or not there's other barrages that are still being fired by the Iranians at this point is very much unclear. But they are saying, and this comes from a statement that the IRGC, the Revolutionary Guard Corps, put out. The statement is entitled, "This is the beginning of," and I'm paraphrasing here, "of hard revenge." And that was something that the Iranians were saying that they wanted after the killing of Qasem Soleimani, a hard revenge, a strong revenge, strong strikes. It's what we heard from protesters also as we were at the funeral procession for Qasem Soleimani as well. And of course, highly significant that you have these ballistic missiles that are being used. They are the weapon in the arsenal of the Revolutionary Guard specifically that they say are the most sophisticated. They've spent a lot of time, a lot of energy sophisticating these weapons. And so therefore, obviously, this is something where they are not only saying that they're able to strike the U.S. in Iraq, but they're able to do so with conventional weapons and not just using proxy forces. Also interesting, another thing that we're learning as well, a senior Iranian official has come out and tweeted, his name is Saeed Jalili, he's an advisor to the Supreme Leader. He came out and he tweeted an image of the Iranian flag, which seems to indicate that he's maybe mocking President Trump or taking reference to President Trump, obviously, tweeting out the American flag after Qasem Soleimani was killed by that U.S. strike in Baghdad.
美国总统川普在1月8日上午于白宫发表全国电视讲话说，称由于采取了预防措施和预警系统，没有美国军人伤亡，基地的损失也非常小。同时，伊朗在袭击后看来也有所让步，这对所有各方都是好事。川普在讲话中再次为美军上星期击毙伊朗伊斯兰革命卫队的苏莱曼尼辩护，称苏莱曼尼是全球头号恐怖分子，在中东地区煽动血腥的内战，直接为数以千计美军的伤亡负责，并指挥了近期对美国在伊拉克人员的攻击，造成4位美军受伤，1位合同工死亡。他表示，未来继续评估应对伊朗侵略的方案时，美国将立即对伊朗政权施加额外的惩罚性经济制裁。这些强有力的制裁将一直持续到伊朗改变其行为。
President Trump finally addressing the nation when it comes to the situations in Iran, and many experts believe that this will be a big test for the Trump presidency.
Iran appears to be standing down, which is a good thing for all parties concerned and a very good thing for the world.
President Trump addressed the world for the first time since Iran launched more than a dozen ballistic missiles at 2 military bases in Iraq, housing U.S. military and coalition forces. Retaliation, they say, for last week's killing of Iran's top general.
By removing Soleimani, we have sent a powerful message to terrorists. If you value your own life, you will not threaten the lives of our people.
Many had hoped the lack of casualties would sway the president's mind away from a harsh retaliation.
He recognizes that this was intentional by the Iranians to hit near the air bases and in unpopulated areas as a way to tell their domestic population, we hit back, but to not cross a line of killing Americans.
Iran's foreign minister called the attack a proportionate measure in self-defense. And Iran's Revolutionary Guard warned if the United States retaliates, quote, "We will respond to you in America."
The United States will immediately impose additional punishing economic sanctions on the Iranian regime. These powerful sanctions will remain until Iran changes its behavior.
Also in that speech, President Trump called on NATO to be even more involved in the dealings of the Middle East. In Atlanta, I'm Daryl Forges.
伊朗对驻伊拉克美军展开报复性导弹攻击后，美国联邦参议院的民主党人与若干民主党总统参选人7日发出警告，担忧中东局势继续升温。议长佩洛西在推特上说，在发生针对驻伊拉克美军的攻击之后，正在密切关注局势。我们必须确保我们军人的安全，包括美国政府停止不必要的挑衅，并要求伊朗停止暴力行动。美国和世界承受不起战争。大量国会议员和2020总统大选参选人也就此发表了态度，称必须缓解中东目前的紧张形势。美国民众不希望开战。
It's a back and forth between Iran and the United States, but the big question now is, what will the United States do next?
Well, we just gave them a slap in the face last night.
Early Wednesday morning, Iran launched more than a dozen ballistic missiles at 2 military bases in Iraq, housing U.S. military and coalition forces. Retaliation, they say, for last week's killing of Iran's top general. Now the world waits for President Donald Trump's response. Following the attacks, he tweeted, quote, "All is well. So far, so good." Many lawmakers are hoping the lack of casualties will sway the president's mind away from a harsh retaliation.
The fact that there's no known casualties gives him greater latitude in the way that he responds to this particular attack.
He recognizes that this was intentional by the Iranians to hit near the air bases and in unpopulated areas as a way to tell their domestic population, we hit back, but to not cross a line of killing Americans.
But Senator Lindsey Graham, a major ally to Trump, told Fox News,
"This was an act of war. The president has all the authority he needs under Article 2 to respond."
Iran's foreign minister called the attack a proportionate measure in self-defense. And Iran's Revolutionary Guard warned if the United States retaliates, quote, "We will respond to you in America." And President Trump is expected to comment on the matter sometime today. In Atlanta, I'm Daryl Forges.
周日，一个声称为伊朗政府工作的黑客组织攻陷了美国政府的网站。在美军上周斩首伊朗高级将领苏莱曼尼之后，现在相关专家提醒政府警惕，两国网络战争也有一触即发之势。这次黑客攻击的目标是美国联邦存托图书馆项目。黑客称这是对1月3日美军无人机袭击苏莱曼尼的报复。黑客在网站上写道：“这是来自伊朗伊斯兰共和国的信息，我们不会停止支持在这些地区的朋友，包括在巴基斯坦、也门、巴林被压迫的人民，在叙利亚和伊拉克的人民及政府，以及在黎巴嫩和巴勒斯坦真正的圣战抵抗组织。”
Tonight, the Department of Homeland Security warning American businesses and companies that operate infrastructure like power grids and water supplies to be on heightened alert. A retaliatory strike from Iran for the killing of General Qasem Soleimani could well come in the form of a crippling cyber attack.
We've already seen chatter on the dark web and an increase in activity of malicious activity emanating from Iran.
Experts say America's power grids, fuel pipelines, water supplies, and telecom networks are enticing targets for Iranian hackers. If those systems are attacked,
they could disrupt services, they could turn things off. If they wanted to, they could probably interfere with the gas pipeline.
Natural gas flows could be redirected. Explosions could occur, experts say. The treatment of sewage and water could be harmed, causing people to get sick. Communications could be hacked, slowing down first responders. The Department of Justice says Iranian hackers got into the computer system of a dam outside New York City in 2013. And cyber sleuths warned tonight of Iran's capability to attack American banks, businesses, transportation systems.
Bus and train services rely on an administrative layer where you process tickets and do routing and things of that nature. You're probably not going to stop the bus or the trains, but you may be able to stop them from being able to administer those services and run them efficiently or effectively.
In recent years, U.S. officials say Iranian hackers breached the networks of several American banks, attacked a Las Vegas casino, and they wiped the computer servers of Saudi Arabia's state-owned oil company, Aramco.
They were able to probe the pipelines, the oil refinery machinery. They erased the data on 30,000 hard drives. That's amazing, irrecoverable.
Iranian hackers have made huge strides in recent years, analysts say, honing their so-called asymmetric capabilities against the U.S. Tonight, we've learned of an ominous threat from a security company that tracks foreign adversaries online. One of its experts says Iran has developed a specific capability in cyber espionage to track important people for possible assassination.
They've got a surveillance capability where they've been slowly digging into telecommunications providers, airlines, travel providers, and they're using that to track very specific individuals.
自从上周美国总统川普下令炸死伊朗将军卡西姆·苏莱曼尼以来，给全球经济造成了巨大影响。全球市场不出所料地出现了资产抛售的现象，并且抛售速度变得越来越快。相关专家认为，伊朗问题将引发全球经济出现不对称风险和极端风险的可能性大于目前世界上任何其他政治热点因素。另外，一些经济学家称，伊朗目前对于美国的强硬态度和叫嚣的报复行动是一种必要，但并不意味着双方即将开火。就目前伊朗的经济形势，根本不足以支撑一场战争的消耗。
From Riyadh to Wall Street, the US strike on Iran's top general stunned the world, and with it, scrambled the investment picture for 2020. Oil prices have spiked. Safe havens have rallied. Risk, it seems, is back.
If things do escalate, what impact would it have on the economic fundamentals? Would it slow growth? Would it hit earnings?
This all comes at a pivotal moment in the Middle East. Only months ago, the streets of major cities were full of protesters. Here in Beirut, in Baghdad and Tehran, demonstrators demanding an end to government corruption, struggling economies and widespread inequality.
I think the young population and the population as a whole are frustrated. They still want dignity, they want jobs, they want better government, they don't want corruption.
Now the streets are filling for different reasons. Iraq and Iran have expressed their anger at the United States, vowing to respond. Donald Trump has warned of military strikes on Iran or new sanctions on Iraq. Either threat on its own could upset the region's economy. Now put them all together, and investors face the most volatile situation in decades.
Geopolitical tensions are at their highest level this century, and this turbulence is escalating.
休息一下，马上回来。